All right, so you've now completed the Golden Rule customer service segment of Mary Kay University, and I hope you took away some really good ideas and thoughts. I wanted to fill in a few pieces of information that will also be helpful for you in moving forward from here. As you have customers that you're serving, how do you do some basic things like filling out a sales slip? So this is one of our sales slips. There you go. And this comes in your starter kit. You can order more of these on Mary Kay in Touch when you place orders. So they are all there ready to go. And I just wanted to quickly make sure you understood all the pieces here. So at the top, the customer name, you're going to put their name there. And if you have a profile card for her, you do not need to write her address, city, email, phone number, and all of that because you already have that information on the customer profile. So the only reason I would fill that out is if I randomly met someone and they were ordering and I needed to get her information down somewhere. Across the way, it has a spot to mark, yes, I'd love to be on your preferred customer mailing list. They can definitely mark that to get catalogs from you and things. And then what's the form of payment they're using? Is it check or cash, or is it credit card? And then a spot to jot down her information if you don't have a card reader, which is totally fine. And I do that very, very often so I can process her card on ProPay, which is the program that Mary Kay provides us to accept credit cards. We'll talk more about money management and that stuff later, but I do oftentimes need to take down the 16 digits with the expiration date. And so I'll do that and have her sign if she's using a credit card. It's just an approval for the purchase. All right, so then you move to the next part down on the sales slip. Hopefully you have one in front of you. I'm moving to this section right here where it says quantity. How many of the item is she purchasing? And then when it asks for the description, write it in your words. You don't have to write Mary Kay Time Wise Luminous Wear Liquid Foundation. Just write matte foundation beige 4, whatever works for you that you can understand. And then if you have the product on hand, as you usually will, that's it. If you don't have the product on hand, do some kind of a note, a mark to delineate that I need to order that product so you don't forget. So make sure to kind of have a shorthand for yourself, whether you circle it, whether you star it, highlight it, write on order, whatever works so that you know when you get home if you do need to order something. And then price is the amount that the book says that item costs. That's the price. The amount is the amount that the customer is going to pay. So if you're offering a discount for some reason, the price would be like $20 for a cleanser, and then maybe you're charging her $16. So you'd write price 20, amount 16. Perhaps she's ordering 3 cleansers. So then you would write price 20, amount 60. So that's why there's 2 columns. If she's buying one item and paying me the regular price, which is typically, happening, I just write under the amount how much she owes. You don't have to write it twice. Then when you get to the very bottom, right here in this corner, this is where you do the subtotal amount. So how much is all the different items she's purchasing? Then you'll figure out her tax. So wherever you live, the sales tax where you live is the sales tax you will charge your customers, because that is the sales tax that you will pay when you place your orders to restock your shelves. So when you place an order to Mary Kay in Touch, they are going to add up the retail value of the products. They're going to charge you the sales tax on the retail value of all those products for where you live. If you're not sure, you can Google sales tax rate for Longview, Texas, whatever it might be, and you'll be good to go. So get that amount. The only time that it would be different is if you're doing a customer delivery service order and you're having a product sent from Mary Kay in Touch to the person, and it's going directly from Mary Kay, from their warehouse to that person, then it would be that person's sales tax. But it shows you what that amount is as you check out. So you will know exactly what the amount is for the tax to send it straight to her. So you're just going to write in the sales tax, and then you're going to add it up and get your total. One important note, I just shared with you that when you place your orders, Mary Kay charges you the sales tax up front for the retail value. So when you charge your customers for the product, even if you give a discount on it, I would encourage you to charge the full retail value tax, because you already paid all the tax. If not, then you want to take into account, if you give her a discount on the product and then you give her the tax, charge her the tax on the discounted product, that's more money that you've already spent that you're giving away. So I recommend add up the full value of all the product and figure out the tax, and then add up whatever the amount is that she's actually going to pay you and add that to the total sales tax. And then you'll have a total and you'll know what you're giving her a discount on specifically. Then here you're going to sign your name. It's so hard to see because it's bright, but sign your name, write your phone number, and that's how the slip will be filled out. So there are several layers to this slip. You'll notice if you're holding it, there's 5 layers. And so we'll talk a little more about some of the layers later, but the top layer, which is the beauty consultant copy, that you write on, you're going to keep that one and you're going to set it aside. So hold on to the top layer, set it aside. The second layer is going to be for your tax records. So you're going to set that aside. And then the rest of them are for your customer to give to her. So there's 2 copies for the customer, because if you don't have all of her products, you're going to keep one of the customer slips. You'll give her one when she orders, and then when her products come in, you'll give her the second slip that says customer copy, so she can see again, okay, this is what I ordered and this is what I'm getting. So that's what you do with those slips. So you hand that to her, send her on her merry way. You'll take care of any payment, whether it's depositing in the bank or charging her card. And ideally, as you have your store in place and you have your business at a profit level, you will have given her stuff and you're done. Make a bank deposit and that's it. So that's really, really nice. And then as you are building, if you do have to order a few things, when they come in, you'll be able to deliver to her then. So now, I mentioned that the top 2 layers we were going to deal with. So the top layer that you wrote on, you're actually going to attach that to her customer profile. And you'll see this person's already has one back there. So you've got the customer profile, and every time she purchases, you're attaching it to the back so you can see what she's bought from you without any data entry. I don't enter everything people order from me because I'm going to have her card and I can just look, and then I don't have to worry about an extra step. The second layer, the one that says beauty consultant copy, this one is going to be set aside for your taxes. And so the way that you're going to do that is when you go to Mary Kay in Touch, click on Business Tools, drop all the way to the bottom to Weekly Accomplishments. You're going to enter your weekly accomplishments on the Business Tools drop-down menu. And it's going to ask you the week, and then it's going to ask you what day of the week, the name of the person who ordered, some details. In general, if you had a party, you're going to enter in the hostess's name and then the total sales from the party. If it was a facial, you'll just put her name and the total sales. It's also really important, enter it with the tax. Enter it with the tax included. You're going to see different things on there about taking the tax out, separating that. Don't worry about it. Just enter in the sale, the total amount of money that people gave you, and that's good enough. And once you've entered in all the sales for that week, you get to the end, to the summary page, and you're going to submit to my director. That way I can see what you did, I can celebrate with you, I know what your progress is, and I can identify if there's any opportunities to improve, or if there's a hole, like, oh, I didn't teach her this. A lot of times if you have a challenge, it's because my training, we missed something. So I want to know how you're doing and week to week how your business is growing. And then you'll print it out. That's the other thing. And so you'll print out your weekly accomplishment, and it looks like this. This is completed for a week. You can see all the different purchases, totals, and everything. And then you'll staple those copies of your sales slips that I told you about. That one that we didn't have anything to do. That gets stapled to the back of the weekly accomplishment sheet, and this gets filed away. So you have a printed record of your sales from every week of the year. You can see who bought, how much, all of that, which you will need when it comes to tax time. So I encourage you to start now. Just pick a time of the week that works, and once a week sit down, enter your sales, file everything, and be done. You don't have to do this every day. Nobody's checking to make sure you did it from last night. Just do it weekly so it doesn't pile up. That can get overwhelming, and you need to see your success. When you print the weekly accomplishment sheet and you see the sales slips attached and the total on there, that's awesome. You need to show your family. You need to show yourself, and we want to hear about it too. So that's what to do with filling out the sales slip and entering that information into the computer and getting a little bit of organization around the paperwork for handling your customers.